Hi, I'm Lynn Eckeberger, and I get asked lots of questions that search teams are asked when they are searching for a pastor. One typical question is, how much or how often should the church be involved in the search? In other words, how much should the church come to know in the process of the search? The whole idea of using a search team is because it's impractical for the congregation to be closely involved in every search action taken. By its very establishment, there is a reasonable expectation for the church not to know or to be involved in everything the search team must do. It's not a question of if, but rather a question of how much and how often should the church be informed or involved in the search. There is a legitimate risk of distancing the search team from the congregation if there's not some communication between the two. We all can sense the difference between valid confidentiality and privileged secrecy. Confidentiality has the sense of eventual disclosure at the hands of the primary parties. In other words, it's premature information until the primary parties agree to its disclosure. Half-hearted, developed stories, when shared, almost always cause more questions than they answer. Privileged secrecy, what that does is it keeps a ring of exclusion towards all of the non-privileged. It continues to build walls even when shared with others. All of a sudden, those with whom it's shared have become privileged, and now they are excluding the non-privileged. Search teams need to know the difference between confidentiality and the privilege of secrecy. Search teams need to deal with confident disclosure and confidential half stories. The team should prepare a confident disclosure as frequently as it meets, rehearsing a team report and sharing it frequently with others. Confidential matters would not be allowed in this team report, and team members would be confidential about all matters not included in the team report. Given that technique, a search team will always be ready to share the team report with anyone at any time in the same way as other team members are sharing, so that there's no feeling that members are being excluded. Members of the search team are members of the church. The congregation should grow to expect a formal search team report by one of the team officers on at least regular intervals, and it should be presented from the pulpit in prominent worship service hours. It could be monthly or bi-monthly, but it should be calendared, it should be consistent, it should be confident, and it should be short. This report could be included in writing in the regular news sources of the congregation as a follow-up to the pulpit report. And so then you would have a regular, frequent cadence of reports coming from the pastor search committee. Frequent inclusion as a topic of prayer should be encouraged by all search team members and church leaders, but only to the extent of asking God's guidance and for the endurance and obedience of the search team. As the search reports get clearer and more immediate, you can bet that the prayer request will follow in kind. I hope that's helpful. If I can help further, check with me at www.searchingforapastor.org. I'm Lynn Eckeberger. Thank you.